Okay, this is video file 2 for Caroline Lyons. Now, so I've already said that there was no access hatch to the attic space, to the lower attic space on the front of the property. However, there is an access hatch to the rear attic space, and it's in this attic space, effectively on the first floor, where the water tank is kept. It's in here. Normally the water tank would be kept up at the very top attic space. You'd normally keep it up there so that you get good pressure for your water, and you'd have good pressure on all of your taps throughout the house. Now, in this particular instance, in this house, there wasn't enough room in the attic space at the very apex, so that's why they decided to put it in here. But it does seem to have caused some problems with water pressure. So if I go on to the next page here and I show you, so this is in the attic space. That's just through the attic access hatch, turn to the right, and you can see there's a water tank there. That's the main water tank which feeds everything apart from the cold taps, and this smaller tank here is for the heating system. Now, if I move on to the next page, so just to point it out to you, because you'll see it when you look in, that's the main water tank there. There's also another tank back here shown with the cyan arrow. That water tank is an old defunct tank that was, I think it was damaged or something happened to it and it was abandoned, and it's been disconnected, so it's not being used. But it wasn't removed. They didn't take it out because there was it wouldn't fit out the access hatch, so they just left it where it was. I mean, they could have, I suppose they could have cut it up and taken it out, but they just left it there. So now this is the first floor shower. So there's a first floor shower room. In the room there's also a sink and a toilet. So the first floor shower room, and there's an electric shower in this on the first floor. Now there's also an electric shower downstairs in the ensuite. Now you're not supposed to have two electric showers in a property, because if they're both run at the same time, it'll draw down too much power, and the wires coming from the main line to your house, they're not designed to take that much power. So if you're going to have two power showers, then you need to have the ESB come out and put in a different line coming into your house. Now, what the owner decided to do with this particular shower was he got an electrician in, and the electrician told him you're not supposed to have two showers, so he disconnected the shower. The reason he called the electrician in the first place was because when he operated the shower, it used to trip the circuit breakers quite a lot, and I think he was saying it's because his son would sometimes use the shower downstairs when he was using this shower, and then obviously there was too much power coming and tripped the circuit breaker. So that's how he found out, and then he just he got an electrician in, and the electrician disconnected this shower. So this shower is currently not working and not in use, and you really can't use it, I suppose, as a power shower. Now, the other thing that he did was this is the drain here. He has covered that with blue tack. The reason he's done that is because if the shower is not in regular use, what will happen is the water in the U-bend, there's a U-bend directly under the shower. That U-bend holds water, and it's designed to stop foul smells coming back up the drain into the room. And if the shower is not in use, that water will eventually evaporate out of the U-bend, and you'll start to get foul smells coming out. So that's why he put blue tack there and covered it up. So this shower is not in use. So that's a close-up of just the blue tack there over the drain. Now, in the same room, there's also problems with the sink. The hot tap from the sink, there's no water coming out of the hot tap at all. So there's no hot water in this sink. Now, I think it's probably got something to do with the fact that there isn't enough pressure in the system to provide water for this tap, because the cistern is so low. So it might be a case that if you really wanted to get warm water into this tap, that you would have to hire a plumber to come and put a pump. What you can do is you can put a pump beside the water tank, so that you can get better pressure on the taps throughout the house. So if you got a plumber in, he would probably be able to sort that out for you. But at the minute, there's no water coming there, and it's just because of lack of pressure, because the water tank is at a low level. I mean, effectively, the water tank is at roughly the same level as this tap. However, there is reasonable feed from the cold water. Now, I'm not sure why the cold water is able to get sufficient pressure and the hot water isn't. It may be because the immersion is actually down on the ground floor, and the fact that the water has to go through the immersion on the ground floor is reducing the amount of pressure that you can get for the hot tap. But a plumber would be able to come in and sort that out for you. This drain here, the U-bend, is also blocked up with something. I suppose it just needs to be to pour some drain cleaner down it to fix it. It's draining very, very slowly at the minute. So you can see I filled the sink up just to test the drain, so it took a few minutes for the water to drain out. And there's a couple of problems there with that. And then there is the toilet is fine. So downstairs on the ground floor, this is the other shower is in this room here. This is the shower room here. There's also, this is the ensuite room basically, and there's a sink here in the toilet. Now this wall is damp. You can't really see it very well in the photograph, but there are damp patches on this wall. When I put the moisture meter on it, it does still read slightly damp, and this is quite common for this to happen on the other side. See, basically this wall is getting wet from the shower on the other side, and when the shower is in use, water will hit the wall and it'll be kind of sucked in. You know, if there's any cracks in the silicone seal, you know, there will often be cracks. It'll sort of pull it in and it'll saturate the wall. I mean, it's not a major concern. It's more of an aesthetic problem. If you wanted to try and if you wanted to try and prevent it, just, you know, have a look and see if there are any visible cracks. You know, replace the silicone seal and make sure they're all sealed up. Sometimes even if you can't see any cracks, it still gets moist on the other side. The only guaranteed way to prevent cracks on the other side is to take off the tiles, to apply a kind of paint on a sort of a liquid membrane that will stop moisture penetrating through. Normally you put on a couple of layers of that and then you tile over it, and that's the best way to stop, you know, moisture penetrating through. But it's not often done, so you could just leave it and try and seal it up as best you can with silicone. Now in this shower, this is the other power shower. As I say, the handle here is also broken. That's part of it, and there's part of it up here. So that's broken. It needs to be replaced. So you probably have to replace the whole handle here. I'm not sure if they sell those things separately. In the utility room, there is a slight leak in the drain. When I fill the sink and empty it, there's a slight leak from the drain here, so you should get a plumber in to repair that. This is the toilet in the bathroom. Now you can see that the old cistern from the toilet used to butt up tight to the wall. They've replaced it with a smaller, more modern one, but it doesn't sit tight to the wall. You see, you can't push it tighter to the wall because you're fixed because of the position of the drain in the floor. Now, this cistern is firmly bolted to the toilet, so it doesn't really matter that it can't go back. It's really just an aesthetic problem, but it's stable as it is. Now, I also did, okay, I'm going to finish this video here, and I will continue on in video 3, and I'll just talk about the condition of the windows and the doors.